Hey guys, this week we'll be studying lab equipment and its uses. So what I want you to do is take your notes. I will highlight everything that you need to write down, and we'll go from there. You'll need these notes for later in the week to complete your assignments. So safety glasses. What are safety glasses used for? They are used to protect your eyes from foreign objects. Okay, this is what safety glasses look like. There is a difference between safety glasses and safety goggles. Safety goggles are to protect your eyes from vapors or chemicals. Understand that safety glasses are just for foreign objects and safety goggles are for vapors and chemicals. So lab aprons or lab coats is protective garment worn over clothes. Okay, this is just worn to protect your clothes. And then latex gloves is used to protect the fingers and hands. Okay, so gloves are going to be used to protect your hands and your fingers. Alright, so microscope. So microscope is going to make enlarged images of very small objects. So it's going to take objects that you can't see with just your eyes and put it to where it's going to enlarge it where you can see it through the microscope. A microscope slide or a cover slip is used to hold a small amount of the specimen. So in order to be able to view that in the microscope or view what you're trying to view in the microscope, you have to put it in a microscope slip or a cover slip. A petri dish is a small, shallow dish of thin glass or plastic. Most people are switching to go to plastic, but the reason most people still want to use glass is it's easier to keep clean and clear. With a loose cover used for bacteriology, it's just used so you can see if bacteria will grow. A beaker. Okay, so a beaker is a deep, wide mouth, thin walled vessel. Okay, here's what a beaker looks like. Okay, the beaker is you're gonna put liquids in it. You have a disposable pipette, which is going to be a small apparatus which typically consists of a narrow tube into which fluid is drawn by suction. Okay, so look at this pipette. You see this top? That's going to be important because there's another one that you guys will could get confused. So a pipette is a small apparatus that you're going to draw fluid into the tube by suction. And then a pipette pump and a reusable pipette is a device used to accurately dispense small amounts of fluids. Okay, if you're using a disposable pipette, it is so hard to get the exact amount of fluid. Okay, so sometimes when you're just using the disposable one, you don't get the amount of fluid that you're actually going for. Okay, an Erlenmeyer flask, and some of you probably just know it as a flask, but this is a scientific name, is often narrowed toward the top of the outlet and is often fitted with a closure. It doesn't necessarily have to have the closure up here, but you can see where it's narrow right here and then it's fitted. Okay, so it's out. So it's fitted here and toward the closure. A thermometer, okay, is an instrument for determining temperature. A graduated cylinder is a cylinder that has been divided into increments for measuring. Okay, this is what a graduated cylinder looks like, and they can come in various sizes. So it is used for measuring. Skinny. So test tubes is a plain or lip tube, usually of thin glass, closed at one end. Oh gosh. Okay, so it's closed here. And it's most of the time it's made of thin glass. And then a test tube rack. Of course, you guys can't guess what a test tube rack does. Okay, it's going to hold the test tubes. And then a stirring rod is going to be used to mix liquids, because here's the stirring rod. Okay, you're going to use the stirring rod to mix the liquids because if you're heating up the liquids or if you're messing with chemicals, you don't want to mix it yourself with your finger or anything like that. A funnel. This is what a funnel looks like. Is a hollow cone designed to catch and direct a downward flow. Okay, so you're gonna pour the liquid in here and it's gonna flow down. Forceps are used for grasping and holding firmly or traction upon objects. Most of the time, forceps are used to hold something firmly. Okay, here's the other one that I said you would get mixed up with a pipette. Okay, so a medicine dropper is a short tube fitted with a rubber bulb. Okay, the rubber bulb is important and used to measure liquids by drops. So the rubber bulb here is what's going to tell you whether it's a medicine dropper or a pipette. And then a scalpel is a small, straight, thin blade knife used for dissections in surgery. And last but not least, a hot water bath. We don't really see these anymore. Is a container filled with liquid used to raise the temperature of objects. A hot plate is an appliance for heating or for cooking in limited spaces. You're in a science classroom, you're going to use this for heating. Maybe you'll sit your beaker up on top of it. Maybe you're trying to heat up something, and that's where you'll sit your beaker like right here, and it'll heat the liquid. An incubator is an apparatus which a chamber is used to provide controlled environmental conditions. We use incubators to hatch our chickens and things like that. Okay, so if you guys will, when you get finished with taking your notes, I want you to upload a picture of your notes in the Canvas course.